Jen here from Aspire Photography Training. We're delighted to be at the Food Bloggers Connect at Chiswick House, and I'd love to introduce Lucy Harvey, who is an incredible food stylist based in London. So I thought it'd be really nice, guys, if I could ask Lucy a few questions and share some advice with you. So we're reaching out to photographers today who are great photographers, but not necessarily got the essential styling skills it might take to produce a shoot. A bit like you did this morning, the pictures that you're seeing now on Instagram, guys. Just doing that because we've got lots of hearts and lots of loves coming through. So yeah, Lucy, have you got any advice for photographers out there who are trying to set up things at home, possibly?
Let's think. Well, you've got a limited range of things available to you from your house, but you can try and be very inventive by creating your own worlds in your home using different props. A really good trick is to change the background of what you're shooting on, to lift the props. If you're walking along the street and you see a bit of old wood, I'd bring it home, shoot on it. You might find the textures really interesting, paint a few things up. Just papers, interesting papers can be easily stored and brought out and used as backgrounds. Bits of newspaper actually make nice little, bits to put in, especially if you're doing street food or oriental food. There's all kinds of interesting ways. I think about the food that you're cooking, the origin and the story behind the food, who your kind of like audience is, will all determine the identity of the style and the look of the props. As I said to the people who are blogging here today, that you may just want to find out what your visual identity is, because you're offering a brand, and try and work out what props and colours and styles you're going to use to define your particular identity and what your world is that you're presenting.
And this morning I found it really inspiring that you talked about creating a world. Could you just explore that and explain that just basically for the photographers out there?
Yeah, okay, so every single one of my clients has a specific identity that's unique to them. Then you have to decide what belongs in that world. So you're telling a story through the props that you use to contextualize the food in a particular perfect world. So then you have to decide what belongs in that world and what doesn't belong in that world. And that's how you decide on your palette, your colour palette, your palette of textures, the kind of styles that you're going to bring together. And it might be that you're going to use an eclectic range of styles. So your world might be a mixture of retro and modern, or vintage and sort of clean lines. But you have to decide, and then you kind of work out what the rules are for your world, what belongs there and what doesn't belong there, and you'll grow your own personal identity, and then that world becomes a whole world that people can believe in.
Fantastic. Therefore that makes it more authentic and realistic. That is so interesting. I just want to thank you so much for your time. Your session this morning was really interesting.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Food Bloggers Connect with Aspire Photography Training.